Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kelly Sparks, aka Redbeard, soon to be in like 15 years, Whitebeard. Uh, I got a departure from the normal routine that I've been on here lately, where it was pretty much Buffalo Trace, Scotch, kind of going back and forth between those. I just recently picked this one up a day ago. This is the new offering from Lux Row Distillers. Old Ezra 7-year barrel strength. So there's not much information on the website, otherwise I'd read it off for you. Very limited in what they're in what they're telling you. But it says distilled and aged in Kentucky for Lux Row Distillers, Bardstown, Kentucky. So I did read somewhere that Lux Row was about to start distilling their own whiskey. They've been outsourcing it from Bardstown, which I believe is Heaven Hill. I think it's Heaven Hill. I don't remember. Anyway, they've been sourcing for a while now, but they're to a point where I believe they're going to start distilling their own and hopefully get that into production here pretty soon. But I picked this one up because there was not a reporter. I can't remember who it was. Basically, somebody who wrote for like USA Today or something, some magazine publication, picked this as one of his top bourbon of the year. So, figured I'd give it a try, tell you folks about it, give you my honest opinion while I pick my nose. Ooh, it smells nice. Oh yeah. It's got that just significant bourbon nose to it, even though Old Ezra, I'm pretty sure it is charcoal mellowed after they do it opposite of the Lincoln County process. They run it through charcoal after the barrel, so it kind of gives it a different flavor. Yeah, I can smell the charcoal on it. A lot of cinnamon and spice and heavy vanilla notes on the nose. You definitely get that distinct charcoal mellowed flavor that Ezra Brooks is known for. Definitely got a lot more kick than the 101, the normal 7-year. This one's bottled at 58.5%, 117 proof. Um, I'm not getting any distinct flavors. I mean, it tastes like bourbon. It tastes like charcoal mellowed bourbon. Got some cinnamon on the nose that time. It's it is a good whiskey. I don't know. He picked it over brands like Henry McKenna and I want to say Russell's Reserve. And I'll see if I can find the link and I'll post a link in the description. Uh, but maybe it's the charcoal mellowing that I'm not a fan of. I mean, I like Jack Daniels and several of their offerings, but it's not like it just doesn't call to me like some whiskeys do. And it is good. I mean, I'll rate it pretty high. I'm not going to rate it the highest, but I've got a number in my head already. Like it popped in there as soon as I took that second pull. Yeah, it reminds me of a lot. It reminds me a lot of the barrel strength Jack Daniel. And I know one's Tennessee whiskey, one's bourbon, but they both have that smoky charcoal feel to it and flavor. And you can tell it's been run through a vat of charcoal. But I mean, it's really good. And for the price, I want to say I paid $50 out the door after tax for 117 proof. The only thing that's close to that for the alcohol content that I can think of right off the top of my head is Wild Turkey Rare Breed. And I think I saw it today on the shelf at like $42. It's 116 proof. So, I mean, there's stuff out there that relatively the same amount of alcohol. Russell's Reserve single barrel, which is bottled at 110. I think it's around 50, 55. So there's versions or there's whiskeys out there that have relatively the same amount of alcohol for roughly the same price. But if you're a fan of the charcoal mellowed flavor, this might be one you want to get into. Find it. Now it's all vanilla. Been able to open up a little bit. Vanilla and oak. That last sip there was just all cinnamon. A little bit of vanilla on the back end. I mean, I could see how this whiskey would win in a blind taste test against other whiskeys because it has very strong flavors. It's high alcohol content. It's going to overpower most other whiskeys unless it's relatively the same amount of alcohol. I'd like to put it in a blind tasting up against some other stuff about the same amount of alcohol. Maybe like Russell's Reserve single barrel or even Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and maybe even Booker's, something like that. Some different barrel strength stuff, but I mean, it's pretty dang good. I'll give you that. Good on you, Lux Row. A little bit of chocolate on that last one. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I think I'd like to get into it a little more and see what it has to offer. See if Mean Gene wants to do a bottle kill on this one. That'd be rough. But I think that's all I got, folks, on this one. It's good. I'm gonna give it an 8.1. It's kind of right up my alley. It's full flavored, high alcohol content, but something about the charcoal filtering process kind of turns me away from it. I mean, I was starting to like it a little more towards the end there, and this is my first drink of the day, so it's not like I've been shot. I hadn't been taking shots all day long. I'm stone sober right now. So I'm going to have to get deeper into this one. Might have to come back to it here in a few months. Review it again if it's not already gone. So, but yeah, I think that's all I got on this one. So, don't forget, check out Bearded Idiots Podcast. Bearded Idiots Podcast on Instagram. We're on pretty much all podcasting apps So check us out. We post funny stuff and whiskey reviews, and we're just now this week we are going to record a blind tasting for our Patreon, and I'm going to try to upload clips of the blind tasting on my Patreon of Old Benchmark, or Benchmark Old Number 8, Ancient Age, Old Charter Number 8, Ancient Age, Tim Star, and Weller Special Reserve. So we're going to do a 5 whiskey blind tasting of those and upload it to the Patreon for everybody's listening pleasure. So I plan on doing some clips of that and posting it on my Patreon for anybody who wants to watch it. Mark, you'll get to watch it and hear it. Hey, Mark Zara, who did this, is one of my Patreons for the YouTube channel, and he's also a Patreon for the Bearded Idiots podcast. So Mark knows what's up. Thank you, Mark. But like always, if you feel it in your heart of hearts to donate to our causes, we'd greatly appreciate it, because this stuff isn't expensive. So that's all I got. Like always, drink some whiskey, share with your friends and family. Be safe and have a nice day. Take care.